Good morning, everybody. The market is up. We are looking at some interesting action today. Huge bounce off of the lows yesterday. We're going to open at another all-time high, it looks like. Good morning, Paul. Hey, Squid. Welcome in. Make yourself comfy, everybody. It should be a decent day of trading today. All right, so this little downtrend does look played out. See if we can get a bounce coming into the open here. Good morning, Toad. Hey, Chris. We got a battle going for the number one in the chat, number two. Paul had it. Chris took it. Toad took it. I literally have no idea how they calculate that. Doesn't make any sense, but hey, fight it out, guys. Good morning, Tom. Tom's always encouraging the smashing of the like button. I think that should be number one, right? Doesn't that give you a couple points? I don't know. Well, hope everyone is doing good today. As I said, it looks like we're going to be opening at an all-time high. We're at not the all-time high, but there's this overnight high that we made a couple days ago. And we just tested that again. Not holding initially, but nevertheless, this is all very bullish. And given the fact that this little downtrend already looks played out with the break in a new low, the market opens up in here in a couple minutes, would not be surprised if we take a bounce. NQ also at all-time highs, even more so. It really gapped up quite a bit there. I will put this that overnight high level. It's even beating that. So, and this downtrend also played out on NQ. Move down, break. Here's our new low. So market's going to open it in a minute and a half. And of course, anything can happen, but initially we'd be expecting a bounce. Good morning, Roberta. Good morning, Bill. I think I already said good morning, Bill, but double good morning to you. Why not, you know? Everyone deserves a double good morning every once in a while. Good morning, Neil. As I'm sure most of you are hopefully aware, earnings last night did well, obviously. That's why we got that bounce. We have more earnings after the close today. That should give a full picture of what's going on, especially with the big tech companies. There's the opening bell. Let's see what we got going today, guys. A little bit of a initial drop. This is quite the gap up. So as I've said a lot of different times, it's very rare for the market itself to have a gap and go. That happens with individual stocks at times, but not usually with the market. More often than not, we'll go back and fill that gap, test the bid, see if that's the case today. ES is right on that previous all-time high right here. This would be a pretty important level to hold if it's going to be bullish. It's a pretty lengthy move down, especially on the Nasdaq. I'm going to be considering this kind of as its own trend. Hold on. You're not seeing my Nasdaq chart. Give me a sec. There we go. Yeah, I'm considering this as its own move just because of how far it's gone. It's gone past the measured move, kind of looking like its own thing. Nasdaq is coming to the previous all-time high as well. Let's see if there's any support there. ES testing below it. Watch this very closely to see if the S&P is able to get back above this level or not. I'd be more inclined to wait for the bounce here rather than look for the short. Especially after how bullish that overnight action is. Pretty strong pop on ES. Nasdaq a little bit weaker comparatively. Hasn't really followed along yet. Not even testing the 21 just yet. ES is closing above the 21. Looks like it wants to even try a little bit higher. Another close above the EMA. Let's see if the Nasdaq can join in on this bounce. So far, Nasdaq looking weak. But that could change very quickly, as often happens. We don't have any econ releases today. Actually, I haven't checked. Hold on. We might actually have a couple econ releases. Oh no, we already got through it. Core PCE, unemployment cost, unemployment claims. All pretty decent economic numbers. So all that's left is just the earnings after close, which is Amazon and Apple and Reddit, Coinbase. Friday does have a couple, not major tech companies, but you do have Exxon and Chevron be the two prominent ones tomorrow. So today's earnings are for sure the most substantial of the week. All right, ES getting that second move down. Same with NQ. Could possibly be a larger channel. I'll be watching that. NQ downtrend played out right on the previous all-time high. This would make a lot of sense for us to bounce here. ES is kind of hanging out right underneath it for now. As ES is, it's got a double bottom, hasn't made quite the new low yet. All right, now the ES has made a new low. See if that's enough to send it up. Still kind of waiting to see how this key level responds. ES is trading underneath it. The Nasdaq right now is trading above it. So we need to see these markets lock in with one another. Be doing the same thing. That can start to give us our bias for the day. ES making another move down. And NQ remaining strong for the time being. If NQ rejects at this level, it'd be kind of tricky to draw a larger trend. It doesn't really fit. So not really sure what pattern we'd go with here. I guess it could end up having some sort of secondary channel. That'd probably be the only thing. So we'll watch for that. It really depends on what ES does here. If we come up and reject this level again and head down, kind of don't care what Nasdaq's doing, that'll be a bearish sign for the S&P and we'll look to short. But just be patient here. You want to see what the markets are going to do around this key area. This is previous all-time high, right? So this definitely matters. All right, NQ had a little rejection there. So we're definitely shifting our minds towards the sell side, as ES was unable to get back above that level too, and this channel is looking more confirmed. So as long as this holds, we're going to be looking for shorts. Kind of looking like the market wants to fill the overnight gap. Another rejection there. So it looks like sellers they're here for sure. They're not messing around. Good morning, Jonathan. What's up? What's up? Shayak too. I didn't see you. Happy Thursday to everyone. And hopefully we can get a trade here. We got a nice downtrend and we're getting that pullback right now. So let's watch the action around the EMA, see if we get a rejection. If we get a second entry here, I'll be looking to short. Hey, Michelle. Hey, Havaz. Again, we're watching the action around the 21 EMA. We want it to reject twice. If it does, we'll be short. We're above the moving average, and now we're watching this key level. If we get above and trade above this, it's not going to be good for bears. So we need to see immediate rejection here, get below the moving average, get that lower high, and that will be our short. There is a close above the key level on NQ. Looks like ES has closed above it too. Here goes ES again. Looks like it's confirming above that level. Possible little overshoot of that move up. It's looking pretty vertical. The bulls are back in town, ladies and gentlemen. We're above that previous all-time high, and yeah, we're kind of shifting away from expecting a new low at this point. As long as I can hold. That may have been enough of a bid check for bulls to feel confident buying again. Nasdaq with the vertical move above that key level, as things are certainly looking bullish here. So we'll watch for a pullback and for the EMA to hold for the longs. Watch this correction here. You don't want it to be too deep. You want the key level to hold. You want the EMA to hold, and then we can get a long going. Say money, yes, when we get a pullback. We do not want this thing to just vertically drop, right? We want a gradual looking pullback. We want the EMA to hold, get a second entry, and then we'll get after it. Jeez, what a reversal, man. So I'm not following this larger trend anymore. We will revert back to what we originally drew, which was this downtrend already playing out. Now we got to move up. And the next level on watch is going to be the overnight high. How we doing today, guys? How we hanging in there? We got some roller coaster action this morning. Hope no one got carried away on a short or something. Neil itching for a solid setup. I hear ya. Paul's still breathing. I like that. Yeah, the one thing you got to be careful with though when you're itching for a solid setup is you don't want to force anything. You can't let your desire to trade be the thing that gets you into a trade. We're just waiting for a pullback here, and we will assess how strong the pullback is, if it looks like it's going to continue to the upside. Okay, we're at the moving average. Let's see how it holds up. NQ is as well. So we got both markets moving in the same direction. We're looking for the same thing. We'll cross our fingers that this sets up right. Counting that as the first move off the EMA. Right here. Let's see if we can pull back one more time and get a bullish higher low. That will be our trade. Meanwhile, Nasdaq has not really bounced off the EMA like the S&P yet. There's one bounce. See if we can pull back and get another higher low. Come on, baby. Looks like we're going to get a first attempt to a new high. Maybe ES will come back. Crossing our fingers. Come on. Come on. Come on back for us. And Q looks the most promising for getting that ideal looking pullback. All right. ES is back to the 21. Nasdaq is back to the 21. Let's see if this can form as support. And we'll get long. So far, not looking good. We had a close below. So that's not what you want to see. ES closed below also. Not what you want to see. All right, I might take it on the NAS if this bar closes really well. Got to close near its high. That ain't it. So now we'll need a push above and a higher low. Need to move up, higher low, and then we can get long. But this is why we wait for confirmation. You don't want to jump the gun when we're still unsure if the EMA is going to hold or not. S&P launching up. Couldn't take that inside bar though. I'm going to reload my data. I really hope that reloading isn't going to show a perfect bar. All right, ES reloaded. My bars look the same. That's at least a little bit comforting. Archer says we'll get a new high in the ugliest way possible. Yeah, kind of looking like it, huh? Both ES and Nasdaq do look like they're going to get a new relative high. Harmonious, what's going on? What's going on? Good to see you. It would have been a possible entry to take this bar as long as your stop went below the whole swing. So you'd have to play it like that. Some people call that a double bar entry. It is possible. I don't prefer entering on trades like that, but you can take it. Looks like sellers are coming in on ES. Didn't quite get that new high. Buenos días. Armonias. Well, at least the market's moving, eh? Pretty decent movement today. Just hoping it doesn't slow down. A little bit of a consolidation going on here. Like, perhaps that uptrend's not even going to get a new high. Jeez Louise. NQ testing that key level again. Yes, decent bounce here. I may consider a higher low if we get one on the way up. Still kind of leaning towards that uptrend getting a new high. Yeah, I'm watching for that higher low. Very possible here. And Q's testing that EMA right now after bouncing off that key level. Popping above for now. Let's see if it can close there. Nasdaq is looking like it wants to bounce here. Maybe we'll go get a new high of that uptrend. ES is more or less consolidating. All right, I think I'm going to take this higher low on ES. Ah, shoot. Didn't close strong. Back to waiting. Back to waiting. Zooming out, we can see that we don't really have an overall bias, right? Overall, the market today is ranging. Nice move up overnight, big reversal, but we're back up, and now we're just consolidating sideways. So honestly here, it has just as much of a chance of going up as going down. So when that's the case, you just gotta wait. There's times when the bias is obvious. There's times when we know exactly what side of the market we want to trade, what has a higher probability. But right now it's a little bit indecisive. Buyers and sellers are paired off, and there has been no clear victor yet. Looks like ES may be wanting to drop here. See if we get some follow through. Headed back towards that key level. If this breaks and we hold below, that will be when we can start to create a little bit of a bias. We're starting to see that drop on NQ as well. It's back below that area. And the next key level is going to be the low of the day. So be watching for that, guys. Again, we still don't have a bias for the day. We are looking for clues, especially watching that previous all-time high and the lows and highs of the day. Waiting for a clear trend to present itself. It just has not done that yet. So be patient. There's no reason to throw your money away when the market bias is not clear. Wait for a pattern to set up, and we'll be hunting that over in the Discord today. So would love to see you join. Awesome team of traders over there. We're going to be hunting setups, and yeah, more earnings after close. So the action could be legit, and definitely could have some movement this afternoon and in tomorrow. So hope it's a good one for you. Looking forward to see you around. Have a great day, everybody. See ya.